Welcome to the series Becoming More Productive How to Guide. In this series, we're looking at 3 Google apps: Calendar, Keep, and Tasks. These are those 3 little apps that you'll see along the right side of your screen when you're in Gmail or Google Docs or a lot of the Google Suite apps. In this episode, we're going to look at Google Calendar. The Google Calendar is a little used jewel for keeping you organized. This is especially true for teachers who has a never-ending list of things to do and places to be. Some of the benefits and uses are you can coordinate with your family. So one of the best reasons to use Google Calendar, and this applies to anyone, teachers or not, is to coordinate with your partner or family, whatever suits your specific arrangement. Another benefit is you can arrange appointments with parents. If you are a G Suite for Education user, you will have access to a function called appointment slots. You are able to offer up a number of slots to your parents, and when one person takes a slot, then it disappears so you can't end up double booking yourself. You can encourage speedy meetings. What you can do is if you go into a setting in Google Calendar, you can tick speedy meetings. And what this is, for example, if you default meeting length to 30 minutes, you will actually set up a 30-minute meeting, but it'll automatically adjust to finish a little 5 minutes early. A little trick. You can automatically add events from Gmail. Google Calendar takes the info from Gmail and adds what you've been talking about event wise to your calendar. So you open up an email that has a date in it, like a plane flight or something, it will actually add that date and time to your Google Calendar if you turn on that feature. So let's go to a tutorial of Google Calendar. So here's Google Calendar. First off, these 3 lines over here will move this side main menu so it disappears or it comes back. Second, it actually has the date on it. And if you move through in time, so let's say you're all the way in April and you want to get back to today, you can just click today and it'll take you back to today. You can move through the months using these arrows when you're on month. Over here, you're on month mode, but you can go to day, you can go to week, month, year, schedule, or 4 days. You can also uncheck show decline events. Let's go back to month. So you can search for events. So if I have other calendars turned on, I can search for events like Europe, and it will show me all the events I have that have Europe in them. The next is the settings menu. So these are your main settings. We'll talk about your calendar settings in just a moment. So if you go to your settings menu, you have some basic settings, your language, your time zone, your world clock. This is where you can click on speedy meetings, and those will speed up and 30 minutes, 5 minutes early, and longer meetings, 10 minutes early. This is also where you can show weekends, show declined events, show week numbers. And this is where you can check if you want to automatically add events from Gmail to your calendar. You can set up what dates and times you work and your work location in the main settings menu. Over here along the side, you have this little mini calendar. And this is nice because if you click on a day, it will jump to that day. So if we go forward in the calendar and click on a day, it will jump to that day. If you highlight a whole week, it will bring up the week view of those 4 days. So that's a nice feature to know. Down below it, And we can jump back today if we click on this one. You can search for meetings with certain people. So if you type in certain people here, any meetings you have with those people will come up. You also have your list of calendars. So when you have certain calendars checked, you'll see the events. If you don't have them checked, then you won't see those events. So you can turn on and off different calendars depending on how many you run. If you go over next to that calendar, you'll see these 3 lines. And on those 3 lines, you can click just display this calendar, and you can also change your color of your calendar. Then you can go into the settings of just that particular calendar. So if you click on settings, you can go and change the time zone for that particular calendar. And this one's a big one to access permissions. So you can make your calendar public if you want other people to be able to see it. However, your personal one, you might want to make private and uncheck that. And then if you have like one for your class, you might want to make that public. You can also make it public for just your district domain. You can get a shareable link and then share that link in something like Google Classroom so your students can find your calendar. You can share it with just specific people. You can change your notification of events, of how frequent or how early you want to be notified for an event, and how you want to get those events. So if you click here, you will get an email about your notifications. So at the beginning of each day, I think it's about 5 a.m., you'll get an email with all your events for that day. And you have some embed codes to put into websites and such. And this is where you can delete your calendar. When you're creating an event on the calendar, an easy way to do it is simply click on the day you want that event. And you can type event. Another nice feature, if you know the time, just type 2 p.m. When you save it, it will actually put that event at that time. If you go back to the event and click edit, you can change other features. So you can change the time and the date if you need it to go at a different time. You can change it that it's going to repeat. Do you want to repeat daily, weekly, or you can even do a customized repeat. You can add a location of where the event will take place. You can click here and add a meeting hangout with Google Hangouts. You can set up your notification time and add extra details. Maybe you need to include a link to a website for the event. Over here, you can type in the email addresses of people you want to invite to your event. And then there's more actions. You can print this event, you can duplicate it or copy it to other calendars. Other things when you start to create a new event is you can look at if you want to just say you're out of the office, if you're sharing a calendar with multiple people. You can also do those appointment slots. When you click on appointment slots, you can decide how long the duration is. And then when you share them with your parents, they can sign up and the ones that have been taken will disappear. So that's a really nice feature. Another cool trick is say you have a week-long event. If you just drag your mouse across the multiple days that the event goes, it will put that event throughout those days. Another thing is if you would like to print your calendar, up here on settings, you can also print your calendar out for people. I hope this helps you become more familiar with Google Calendar and its features. If you have any questions, please let me know. Here are my references for this video. And a special thanks to Slides Carnival and Unsplash for the template and photographs. Thank you.